Hi all, welcome back to more of the other side of the hill solo. This is part 32. I've just come straight back here actually, but I'll just keep things rolling and get this started at least. That was a bit of disappointing Axis offensive. Barbarossa. So, anyway, yeah, what was I was going to talk about? Hang on then. No, can you not just remember what it was, Grant? Nah, I better bring up the comment. Hang on. Yeah, here it is. It was from 27, part 27. I must have missed this. Um, at 29 and minute 30-second mark, when the Allies land, and yeah, I hadn't really thought about this. I remember reading it and understanding it, but because we've not done an actual landing yet, I would have realised when it happened. But so he says, when the Allies land, you immediately place a western no offensive marker in the area where they land. This represents the Allies landing and establishing the beachhead before expanding. You will remove this mark at the end of the Western offensive phase, but ensures that the Allies will not be attacking in a landing area on the same offensive phase when they land. Yeah, and yeah, I should have realised that. So you're getting a bit of warning, you know. He carries on. This will give you time to rush armies to the area before they attack in the following offensive phase. As to predicting where the landings will fall, you have changed history by invading Spain, Turkey, the Middle East, and Iran, Iraq, whereas the Allies control Libya and Northern Africa. This is going to affect where landings take place and make them more unpredictable. Yeah, he's not giving in a way there as to where they would normally have landed, but because I've done things differently, it's going to be more unpredictable. But that's fine. And then at the 15-minute mark, he's added, you're right, El Alamein is objective for Sonnenblumen if you attack Egypt from the Middle East. Therefore, if you designate El Alamein as objective and you fail to take it, the offensive would fail. Admittedly, attacking El Alamein from Damascus is geographically weird, but that is unavoidable with a map expanding eastward from Germany and you attacking westward, which never happened historically. However, since sector control is mostly an abstraction, that does not really interfere with the simulation value of the game, other than that, aesthetically. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. I understand why I had to do that. And as long as you follow the numbers, as long as you're following the numbers here, you should be good. You know, just remember that. Right, thanks for that, Carlos. Sorry, I forgot about that one. And that's fine. My tablet's going to die battery-wise. Can't you fix that, Grant? Give me a second. Right, let's get into more pain here, I think. So, Western Offensive. Yeah, so Western Offensive operations, we do have a landing marker, and it's the summer this time. Can things get worse? Probably. So, yeah, if there's a landing marker, there's all landings. Let me just open that in the book. I mean, we just need to draw a card, Grant, don't you? It's not. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to draw a combat card. 1942 summer. Down the bottom. Oof, like, it's been 43 it was happening. So 42, it's fall. So no landings, that goes away, that's that. Right. I'm not gonna look at the numbers of where they were and whatever. Okay, so attacking for the Western faction. Oh, let's say there's probably two again. We've got Spain. We've got a disputed in Egypt. Yeah, I forgot about this as well. And we've got Von Lieb there as a 9. Right, and also in Spain. That's it, innit? That's it for the western side of things. Yes, okay. So their naval controls, both are in the 3 box, so I'm not sure it matters too much. We've got, oh, he's a 6. So we can't get a leading general here. Because he's a 6. We've got Von Lieb there as a 9. We've got a choice of 9 or 6s and we can't do it. Ah, man. Well, it doesn't... I'm not sure it matters. We're defending in rough. Right, let's just go in Spain. So, we're going to draw a combat card first. 1942, the Western faction being the attacker. Yeah. So, an air and 3 dice. We've got von Bitzelbin or whatever it is. Hang on. No. Yeah, you do have an OB, but it doesn't do anything. Right, von Bitzelbin. Is this for attacking into... Yeah, he's no good. He's no good. And you know what? I'm no leading general. Because my highest is a 9. My second highest is a 6. And he's a 6. That's why you shouldn't have 6s out there. So I can't pick a leading general. We're just as well moving on here. Right, so they're going to roll 1 air dice. Or 1 dice to see if... So 1 Western dice, see if they get an air hit. And they do. Great. So that's a Western air naval control reduced to 2. Doesn't give them an extra dice in the combat. It's not reduced to 1. And then they're now going to roll 3 dice. We are defending in rough. There's no +1s. Right. 3 dice. The attack is in rough. There's 2 events and a hit. To be honest, I think I would have been... we're going to see Hitler, aren't we? Right, we need to win that. Well, we should. I know I shouldn't know that, but it was the only way to really deal with it. Well, I could have shuffled the combat event deck, but I don't like doing that as well. So I've got 2 grey defense, 2 grey, 1 white, and then 1 extra white. Generals are doing nothing. So 2 grey and 2 white. 2 grey, 2 white, and we need 2 hats. Right, we've got 3 hats and an event, which isn't going to count because you can only have 2 in total. Right, well, okay. Right, so 2 events, and this event will just be a nothing. We are winning this. So, first combat event, well, we know what it's going to be. It's just going to go down the bottom, isn't it? So, USSR is not war. If there is only 1 German army, or the victory, or the combat result is victory, this goes down the bottom. The combat result is victory. Now, this count as victory when they're attacking, so it's like... Yeah, it's victory if we're the attacker or the defender. So that was the first combat event. Right, and we do have another one to resolve. So here we go. Loss of confidence. Flip the markers of the activated head of army group, if there is one, and leading general to the requesting side. Then this goes to the new year. Flip the markers of the activated head of the army group and the leading general. Well, so von Bitzelbin was the activated head of the army group, so he's going to be questioned. So I'll put his card up here as well. I'll leave that down there though. And then there was no leading general, so he doesn't get questioned either. That's pretty nasty as well. And then this goes in the new year. So it's going to come back and do its thing next year as well. Okay, That was the second of the combat events, and then we resolved the combat. We won, so nothing happens. That's right, innit? We were defending, number of hits greater than. There's no effect. Right. Okay, combat card goes away. We've already put. Well, Von Witzelbin's getting questioned now, yeah, because of that event. That was that combat resolved, so I suppose that went okay then, didn't it? Right. Right, so Egypt. Draw a combat card. Western faction 1942 on the attack. It's just going to be an air and a strategic event. So just double checking Strauss. Adolf Strauss needs to be when he's attacking, so no, you can't do anything to that. So we're going to roll an air. 1 dice for an air check. This is on the southern front. If they get an aircraft, they do not. No, that doesn't count. It's only in strategic warfare. And then we have a strategic event as well. Here we go. The blue ones, right? We're done with these. Misfortune though. Oh, Spear appointed armaments minister. Resource value +1. That's a good one. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, I'm getting too old. So resource value +1, and then we do have a misfortune, and then this card just goes away, doesn't it? So let's get. Well, that's kind of nice. Up to 15, just like that. Misfortune, right? We roll grey dice. Yeah, let's just stop looking at rules all the time, Grant, and let's just try and move on. Roll a grey dice. If it's a hat, something's going to happen. It's not. It's a tank. Good. Right, we can skip on. Right, so Spear appointed armaments minister has been done. It was one of the blue ones, but it doesn't come back. I mean, resource value +1. We would like it to come back. So that's going away. So that was good. So well, I suppose that was kind of pretty good combat, wasn't it? They didn't hit a rare, did they? Did they hit a rare? No, they didn't. They didn't as well. So that's that. That's the Western offensive segment done. There was no landing, so that went well. Right, let's move on. Soviet offensive. Okay. So we're going to have just 4 again, aren't we? I think it's going to be the same. This is disputed. This is now disputed. This is adjacent, and this is adjacent. Yeah, it's just the same, isn't it? Right, and we're sitting with a 9 general as our top. That's really cruel. That I'm not sure what I could have done about that. Well, what I could have done about that was leave another army in there, I suppose. I don't know. Right, okay. I'm just going to go from top to bottom. I'm sort of feeling a little bit frustrated. But I suppose I knew this was going to start happening, these things. But I'm a bit annoyed that general's back there. And I know we can do a bit we can do something about it before the next Axis offensive, but we're having to defend against all this. And I'm just not sure. Maybe you're saying, yeah, you should have left that other army back there, so you're still there. Yeah, okay. Right. Attack up here. That's one weeks. We've got Soviet draw a combat card. Soviet faction 1942 on the attack. Okay, it's good. So winter reduction. It's not winter. Strategic event. Let's draw a strategic event. Doesn't do anything. Liberty ships. If the USA is not at war or strategic war value, it's going to be bad, isn't it? So the strategic war value is not 0. So strategic warfare value -1, and then his card's done. Yeah. So that drops down to 2. Which is, to be honest, that is okay, because we didn't take a hit in we were lucky in the strategic warfare, weren't we? That's that combat done. 1942, them on an attack. Yeah, it was, yeah. Well, that was a result. Okay. Right, let's move to Belarus then. Where we've forced that extra army in there, and it's causing all that trouble. Right, so draw a combat card. Soviet faction attacking 1942. Right, so we've got a surrender and 3 dice. But with nothing to surrender, so that's going to be a hit. So I can start that off, basically, by going like that. So they're getting 1 hit. Now, hold on, well, you're sort of... I'm jumping ahead of this. You are actually, Grant. Let's not put that on yet. So there is going to be a combat. We need generals. It isn't going to matter because I know that I can't get at my generals. So where are we? Von Bock. Yeah. There's Von Bock. There's no E.G. Head. Von Bock's the one that if we're attacking, we're not attacking, so he ain't doing nothing. So we can't pick a 9. We can pick a 6, which we've got to pick. Yeah, you just got to get these 6s out of there. Well, we don't want Rommel. Well, hang on, Grant. We can pick the 6s, eh? Yeah, we can. We've got an option here. We're defending in planes. Yeah. We've got Ernest Bush. I mean, although we've only got... cancel. No, you don't want to use that, Grant, because the special effect is not that. Oh, man. Right, put him back. So I'm either going to pick... only in Denmark, Norway... Yeah, right, so I'm picking this guy. Does nothing. He's a 6 seniority. Our generals do nothing. They're getting 3 dice. Well, they're getting 3 dice, and we've got to lose a satellite army, which we don't have, so they get an automatic cap. They're getting 3 dice now. We are defending in planes. We do not want to see tanks. Right, here we go. Right, so 4 hits. Plus the one that they had already got. Right, that's 5 hits you have to beat. I've got 1 grey and 3 white dice. I'm defending in planes, yeah. 1 grey, 3 white. Needs to be a tank. Oh, we are defending. The guns work as well, don't they? I don't think that's enough, though. No, it's not. Yeah, we needed the white dice to be showing the guns. They've got 5, I think we've got 4. Another event. Right, so combat event. I feel like I'm rushing a little bit here, but where are we? I had that before. That's good. Place this card next to the board. The head of OKW may use this card to add +1 hit to any one subsequent Axis combat die roll. Can I use it for this die roll? No. No, you can't. No, it's place this card next to the board. The head of OKW uses this card to add +1 hit to yeah, subsequent Axis combat die roll. Then roll Axis, then a grey Axis die. Yeah, I mean it's good. I could have done. Would you have used it now? I don't think it matters, does it? Anyway, that was our event. And then the combat result is 5 hits to them. This counts for 2 because we've got the assault guns. 4 hits to us. So that's a defeat. A defeat by 1. Yeah, so 1 retreat or 1 reduction. We don't really want to have the retreat though. I've not got any reduced armies, so if I take the reduction, yeah, I'm taking the. Well, hang on here. I did say that I didn't really want to have advanced, but it was only cause. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's when we're attacking. Do I want to retreat? If we retreat, what happens? Who gets questioned? Leading General and Activated Head. I mean, I do need to, if I'm going to achieve the Barbarossa, I need to take Belarus and the Baltic States, I think, don't I? So you'd have to be taking yeah, I'm just going to take the reduction, stay where I am. So I can't reduce the regular army, so I have to take the hit there. So nobody's questioned. That's combat over. That goes away. Combat card goes away. We've got that up where now. So Von Bock goes back, and this guy goes away. Activated. 2 to go. Right, so we've got that up where card now. It's going to give us a hit. I think I'll do Hungary next. Yeah, let's just do Hungary next. These are both defending and rough, which is good. So Hungary, draw a combat card, Soviet faction 1942. It's a straight up reduction. Them on the attack. That's cruel, isn't it? Von Kukler? Doubtful. Oh! Von Kukler, defending and rough against the Soviets, cancelled the reduction special effect in the combat card. How about that? We get something happening. It's been so disappointing just now. That's all that was on the combat card. 1942 attack for the Soviets. Von Kukler cancels it. Well, we drew the right card there. That's it. There you go, Grant, you see. Right, finally. Romania, Bulgaria. Where we've got our best sort of force, I think. Right, draw a combat card. This is the last one of the deck. Soviet faction, 1942 in the attack. Our best force and we get nothing. Well, should I be complaining about that? I don't know. Maybe not. Right, the combat card deck needs shuffled up. That's all that would have happened there. It's not winter, so let me shuffle this deck up. Yeah, this has got a nice new fresh combat deck to mess about with us. So I suppose these last couple of combats went okay. Soviet offensive is done. Right, military objective check. Well, we haven't taken 2 areas, but I want to say if all objectives were not achieved and this is not the last operations phase in the turn, no effect. That's the result right now because we've got a second operations phase to come. So we just skip on by that. Supply check, nothing to do there. Victory check, nothing. Right, we go back to strategic warfare though, because we now move into the second operations phase of the summer. We are getting a command step though, yeah. Right, strategic warfare then. Where are we? Right, strategic warfare. Yeah, we took a hit though, so we're down to 2. So it's 1 grey dice, 1 white dice for us. 1 grey, 1 white. Draw a combat card for them. 1942 strategic warfare is going to be... Oh, it's just a 1. That's just a 1, so a chance here. They get 1 dice, but remember, the Americans are in the war now, so... There we go. Well, I suppose we tied. That counts as a hit, that doesn't count as anything. So it's 1 hit each, so no effect. Right. No effect, Grant. Move on. Right, movement. Okay, so this is something that we might be able to do something about. And then we move into command, and we can get rid of Von Lieb somewhere. We've got a few questioned generals as well, remember, this time. So what are we going to do here? We really need to take the Baltic States and Belarus. Yeah. What I think we can try and ease off of, move something out of Romania, Bulgaria? Oh my, we've got 1 operational movement in the Eastern Front. Right, was it not just as straightforward as move in 1 of the regular armies out here, either into here or here, isn't it? Can we get a strategic move? You possibly could. I mean, I do think we've got to weaken this and Spain. We have to. We have to just take our chances there, Grant. I mean, Spain's a resource, so Egypt's not. And I know you'd like to be doing all this aggression, but you've got to wait till the next year before you then make the next move. So, come on. So, I'm going to strategically move that. And maybe just the reduced army out of Spain then. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that ties that up actually, Grant. So maybe you don't need to. Well, Hungary is. Well, I mean, Hungary's vulnerable, but then so is Romania, Bulgaria, isn't it? Right, so Axis offensive next. And you're going to have to advance a second one to achieve this, which means you're going to have to take a reduction. Right, from my 1 point, I'm going to move this into here. With operational movement, I think. Are you? Yeah, I'm as well doing that. And then yeah, no. I don't want to not have that. They've got a landing, another landing possibility again. Right, that's my operational movement. So for my strategic, I've got 5. So I'm going to do 1. Two. I could go 3. That's 2. Okay, 3. And then I'm going to take this out of Spain. 4. And then 5. So that's about the best chance we can have a go at the Baltic States and Belarus, right? That's my strategic movement. Air movement. Ooh. Nah, the Western took a hit as well, didn't it? Eastern did not. We are only having that one combat down the east. Just wondering if I should nudge the southern one down to boost the eastern by 1, because there's going to be a lot of combat up there. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to knock that down by 1. In fact, I might even look at the western as well. Well, to knock that up by 1. That's them all sitting at 2 now. Well, it's just riskier on the southern front, but there's 4. Well, there's not just 4. There's going to be 7 attacks up here. Well, 3 attacks by us, and then 4 coming back at us. So I don't really want that to be down at 1. In fact, should you maybe bump it to 3? Because if it's at 1, okay, they don't get the extra dice, but it means that any aircraft rolls count as hats. So I think I might. Defending on rough. In fact, I think I'm going to drop that down 1 more as well. Am I? Yeah. To bump that up to 3. Okay, done with that. Right, command. What am I at? 34 minutes. Yeah, I'm not sure I've got the time now when it comes to it. Well, command's going to be... There's going to be a little bit involved in the command here. So maybe I should just call that a night with that. because we've got 1, 2, 3 question generals, and we've got that Clown von Weeb spoiling things for us. Right, give me a sec. Right, so command. We done a movement. Right, so questioned generals. Right, we've got 3. And this guy is the one that's in. He's the AG head. These other 2 are just leading generals. So let's just resolve them first then. Can't you bring the dice tray across, Grant? Not really. Right, hang on, I'll bring them down. Right, so they're all questioned. His counter's still in the Spain box. I just don't want to move it now, but he's questioned as well. Now, these 2 are dissidents. So if we roll equal to, then they're gone. Is that right? I think. So let's roll this guy first. It's a 2. I've got to roll. Well, the fact he's a dissident, I've actually got to roll a 1 or he's gone. Right? So let's roll for him first. So we need to get lucky with a 1. I get a 2. So, it is equal to his is it confidence? Sounds like that might be it. Where are we here? So, result equal to confidence. General becomes a dissident. If already a dissident, general is dismissed. Unrest +1, draw 1. Yeah, and he is already a dissident because this applies. Which, right, okay, fair enough. So he goes away. There's nothing on his card that does anything. So he's another general being dismissed. And we get unrest +1. Unrest +1 and another Black Orchestra card in there. Right. Second guy is Guderian. He's got a confidence at 3. So we need a 3 or less. He's not a dissident, so a 3 or less. Alright, we rolled a 1 on him, so he's all good. I think he was alright actually. So he's fine, I can flip him over, I'll just put his counter aside again, and then he was activated, so he just goes back in the activated pile. Now this is our general that's an AG head, however, and his confidence is a 2, and he's a dissident as well. So again, only a 1 will save us here. And we got a 3. So he's now gone. I take his marker away from Spain. Is it Spain? So he's been dismissed as well. His marker comes out of Spain. Unrest goes up by +1. Where are we? Here. And we draw another Black Orchestra card. And while we're there, Spain now needs a vacancy marker. So we've got somewhere we can put Von Weeb in. Although he'd be going somewhere for sure. Right, that's our dismissals. So now we check, is there anything out of place? No, there's 1 army here, there's no AG heads. There's 4 there, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. This is still okay. This was a vacancy. So it's just that. So yes. Yeah, I'm just going to put him in there, am I? Well, look before. There's nobody high that can defend. Well, here's a thing though, Grant. Who was that you got rid of? Was that a 6 that you got rid of? It was, wasn't it? We said, have we not got a 6? We've got Von Manstein still out there as a 6. But he's pretty decent though. As long as we can get at the 5s at least. Mind you, there was only a couple of 5s left, so we need to really get rooting through these 6s, I think. There's nobody else. The other ones are 7s and 9s. Yeah, I'm just going to put Von Lieb in Spain then. So he's in command again. I mean, he doesn't help, but is that silly? I'm not sure it is because of the seniority and all that. It's either got to come from available or activate or in command. It's got to be, and they've got to be higher than the 9. Yeah, there's only 110, so I don't think I can even. I don't even think I've got a choice there. So I think that's got to be what it's got to be. Right, and then finally, again, the special important rule is we can take. In fact, it's got in the cards here. After all vacancies are filled, you may replace one general in AG head or OB box. Return them to available generals with another general with higher seniority from any location. I mean, we chucked Von Rundstedt up there. I'm assuming he's just like he's a 10 attacking into. See, the thing is, he'd be quite good right now for attacking into these planes. So I'm like. When dismissed, add this card to general card and play next year. Alright, so he goes back to next year when he's dismissed. Yeah, I wanted to check the 2 guys that we dismissed. I don't think they had anything special. No. Yeah, you do need to check that when you put them away, Grant, I think. So see, shouldn't we be putting him in the attack here? Add +1 hit to that as combat roll when you're attacking into planes. Surely I should be doing this. Right, so I think we need to rewind a little bit. We're still in the command segment. No, Grant, you can't just replace the general though. Well, this is the bit that I'm at. Hang on. After all vacancies are filled, you may replace one general in an AG head or OB box, return it to the available generals with another general with higher seniority from any location. Yeah, and he's in our in command location, so he can replace anybody because he's the highest. So, the important combats for this offensive are up there. This one's attacking into planes, and this one's attacking into river. Right, great. So, Von Weeks. Can I replace Von Weeks with Von Rundstedt? And the thing is, Von Weeks. Well, the OB West is going to have to get filled, and Von Weeks will do that. Von Weeks is a 7. Attacking into rough. See, he's not any good. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm a little sort of it confuses me, all this, and I've said multiple times in this game that this is what the game's all about. Is the generals, isn't it? A lot of it's to do with this and how you move them about and whatever. So what I'm going to do for the special rule at the end there is put Von Rundstedt and replace it with Von Weeks. So he comes out of the OB West and goes in here. And then, well, Von Weeks goes away. Von Rundstedt now, well, he's still in command. So he goes back to available, but however, we need, basically what happens, I think, right now is this becomes a vacancy. And my highest seniority general is a 7, so he goes in there. I'm sort of hoping I've got all that right. I don't think you can come out the command phase and still have vacancies lying about. I mean, it says that in the rule. It's just this end bit seems to be a sort of one-off. You can do this once. I mean, I can only do that once. It says one general. So there's still Von Weeks and Von Rundstedt are still in command. It's just to basically switch places. Yeah, let's just go with that. Let me know if I'm getting that wrong, Carlos, or anybody else. And I just mean wrong rules-wise. Strategy-wise. Well, you can tell me if you want. I mean, I don't generally like when I do these recordings for people to say, oh, you should really do this, you should really do that. I mean, you know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe sort of some hints and tips, fair enough, but yeah, let me blunder away myself. I mean, if I'm doing stupid, well, I mean, I know that the Barbarossa thing in 1941 should have happened, but if I had done Barbarossa in 1941, we probably wouldn't be sitting in Spain right now, and we probably wouldn't be sitting in Egypt and Iraq, Iran, so who knows, you know, it might be, although it's different to how history went, maybe, you know, it might have been what the Germans should have done. I mean, they didn't succeed in taking the Soviet Union anyway, did they? Yeah, they took too much on it, didn't they? I mean, although I'm maybe not taking that on to start with, I'm taking too much on anyway as well, am I not? Yeah. Right, 47 minutes. I would like to have stayed. Can we? Right, we're going to say that's command phase over. I don't think I should. Mind you, I'm quite curious now that we've done that. I mean, we don't need to have 3 combats. That's a good idea. That's a thought, actually. I mean, all we really need to do is attack here and here. We don't really need to go in with these 2, because they're sitting in rough. They've got only 3 armies each, so why not just use 2 of our combat pawns and go for that? Will I do it or will I come back? Thing is, I don't know when I'm. Not tomorrow. I've got a busy day at work tomorrow, so Sunday I'm off, but I've got things on, so might be able to try it. Well, maybe that's 2 parts I've done today. Maybe I need to watch back on that. I was rushing things a little bit. Maybe because I was getting a little bit frustrated but this game's going to do that to you, Grant. You knew that was going to start happening. I was annoyed about this bit though, about having to either leave an army behind so that a general stays there. It just felt, something feels a bit off about that. Or take the army with me and the general goes back and really messes things up. Unless I was doing something wrong, but I don't think I was. Yeah, I better just leave it at that. I think, what time is it? Yeah, it's 9:30. Okay, we'll come back to the Axis offensive, and I put these 3 discs. At first, I'd take them off that, but because it's a second offensive, my take is that they go back on. I mean, I spoke about this before, and I think I would have been told if I was getting some of that wrong as well. So we've still got a reasonable chance of taking our objective, really. You know, it does show you that we need to do the double advance in there. So this one needs to Well, they both need to succeed because we need to advance into here as well. Extra resource as well, Grant. You've also got to defend the counter-attack, which would come from Leningrad and Moscow. But as long as you don't have to retreat and just take reductions, you're just going to have to sit there and take whatever they throw at you. Oh, I'm quite tempted to do this. If you're only going to do the 2 combats, 10, 9, the 6s and the 5s. No, you know, I better leave it. That's fine, because I need to copy this stuff across as well, right? Yeah, I'll come back to, and I've had a few beers now as well, so I probably should leave it. Oh, and we've got Abwehr as well. We've got Abwehr. We need to use that. Well, obviously I'd rather not use it, but if it comes to it, we're using it for one of them to make sure and try and achieve Barbarossa. Because if we do that, if we get it, that feels like it's pretty good, and we've done all right in the end. Although it doesn't feel like it's went all right. But yeah, right. Yeah, I better just leave it until the next chance I get, I think. But I'll be back when I'm back, and we'll see what happens. Barbarossa happens in 1942 or not. Okay, cheers.